But the American people, sir, are seeing higher gas prices. Now it's come down a little bit, but it's still $4.45.
Oh, it'll come down a lot. It'll come down to where it was before. We had it when I was in Iowa. We had driving by and we saw gas stations, $1.90 a gallon, $1.85, $1.87 were the three that we saw. We had it down in some places below. Now we can't help but California where they charge so much tax that you lower it and they charge tax. They've got to straighten the act out in California, but we had gasoline down to a very low number. I think we'll be hitting that number shortly after that whole excursion ends.
But the American people, sir, are seeing higher gas prices. Now it's come down a little bit, but it's still $4.45.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem HaKadosh, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Dawadah for the Men of Valor campaign in Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video on sincerity and in truth. Lord willing, it can be edifying. And as you heard, this is from Fox News. And I wanted to do a video on this when I was scrolling on TikTok. I saw the 6666 on it, And it's very fitting because what they're doing right now with this whole war and everything, what this is all leading to is the implementation, the mandatory implementation of the MOTB. All right. And our apostles and elders have been warning about this for well over a decade now. All right. And this is how we know, through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Shah, being that these other Israelite camps don't push it as hard. All right. These got to be the men because this is a major end time prophecy. All right. The ways of the Lord are playing into the holy and stumbling blocks into the wicked. So you got guys that either don't see it or want to deny seeing it. And, and definitely they're not pushing it, as doctrine. The Lord said you gotta warn the sheep, man. You gotta warn the people of Yahweh Shem Shah. And that's something you have to warn them about this hour of temptation because, again, this is tied to the hour of temptation. They're systematically breaking you American spirit and breaking down and reconstructing their government to reconfigure it to a system that's able to run on blockchain. Where payment, they already got the damn tap to pay everywhere. If you're not in a rural area, if you're in a city, all right, more than likely you go into any store and shit, they already got the tap to pay shit already ready. All they have to do is move it from your phone to your hand. And they're setting up a surveillance state and everything. But as you can see, they were, speaking live at the White House. And Trump is saying that, he's saying that he's seeing gas low in Iowa and shit. And you got people in the comments like, I'm in Iowa. Look, right here. Says, I'm in Iowa. That's a lie. Saying gas is only like $1.89 and shit like that. Gas ain't under $2 nowhere. Gas hasn't been below $2 since the first time gas got the getting high. Remember when there was that cyber attack on that oil company or whatever, that gas company on the East Coast? Like, I haven't seen gas jump back down to below those levels. But here it is. Trump is at the point now where he can no longer blame Sleepy Joe. Okay? Because these things, like the Iran war, like the tariff wars and things, have been directly under Trump. Trump always tries to deflect and say it's Biden, but now everybody's looking at you like, nigga, nah, you doing this. And MAGA is getting quiet, unless the ones that are just dumb as hell. The actual functioning brain MAGA, the conservatives that didn't want to vote for, a woman to be president, but rather like, all right, we're going to go red. So, we're going with Trump. And, hey, Trump said he don't care if he run as a Democrat or a Republican, whoever was going to let him in, Y'all forget who this guy is, man. This guy was a celebrity. He was a cult of personality, an entertainer. And now he's the president. With the nuclear codes, man. And he's basically doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on the fact that he doesn't care about you Americans' financial situation. He said it. And then they asked not Joe Biden, they asked J.D. Vance about it. And he said, no, he ain't say that. And then Trump went back and said, yeah, I did say that shit. And that shows you the Lord has these guys divided, man. They're not on one accord anymore. The Lord is making them bare. And this guy Trump is being found out to be a liar, which we already knew this. All right? That's the spirit of an Edomite, to be a damn liar and a deceiver. Let's continue. You heard it. Let's continue to look at some of these comments. Yeah, nowhere in Iowa is it $1.87. Right. He's such a liar. You a goddamn lie. See? Where the fuck is gas cheap at? See, and yeah, you can see that's where this disconnect is starting to happen, because people can be on watch TV and see the propaganda and shit, but when they go to their gas pump, when they go to the grocery store and they see how much they're paying and how even working class people are living paycheck to paycheck now, everybody's feeling that squeeze. And we said through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that everybody was going to feel that squeeze, man. And now it's here. The city of confusion is being broken down. You know, it's not so fun to be around here now. There's a mass exodus from America for the first time in America's history, where people are leaving more than they're coming in. Who you gonna blame that on? The blacks? You know, Jake ain't got no authority over here. This is Esau over here. That's reconfiguring your policies and shit. And really, and see, everybody has seen Trump's allegiance to BB the bomber and them tiny tops over there, man. And you still got a lot of his fan base, a lot of his support base that are conservative Christians, and have heard them, you know, these damn tiny tops basically what they had to say about Christians. They don't like Christians. They don't like you American Edomites. They call you Esau. You know? They call you Goy. And Trump's just sitting here kissing their ass continually, fighting this war for Israel. So the average person is waking up to the bullshit. This is a part of that covering cast that was cast over all the people, because for a long time, for many centuries, the world looked at Esau, even though he was killing and pillaging everybody, they still looked at him like, yeah, he's the standard. Now everybody's looking at him like, nah, you're a piece of shit. You know? And this is the Lord's doing. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Lord is in full control of this. The Lord is hardening the heart of Pharaoh all over again. That's how we know our power is alive and well, man, because he's making them do the same thing that these heathen nations pretty much have always done. And that's the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. It don't matter whether you're a peasant or whether you're the king of the nation. The Lord is ruling. So I wanted to grab this, Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 7, concerning Edom. All right, and again, Edom is the so-called white man. Thus said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Right. You know, their psyops aren't working anymore. Here it is. And people are criticizing the fact that he's trying to throw up however many million for a ballroom. All right, he right now, they're talking about the shit on TV. He's constructing the damn UFC fight outside the White House, man. Also, you got America's about to host the World Cup this summer, or in this month or next month. So you got the bread and circus going on to distract people. This is Rome all over again, man. This shows you, man, this was always the truth. But the Lord is breaking down the wisdom that Esau once had. And really, it was all deceit. Now people are starting to see past the bullshit. Verse 8, it says, flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan. For I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. And we're in the time where the Lord is beginning to visit Esau. All right, because we wondered, like, damn, Lord, when are you going to take this devil out? Because Esau never paid for what he's done to us. All right, and we're not going to sit here and take matters into our own hands. The Lord said that no man shall buy you, no man shall redeem you. Nobody was going to be able to save you out of this situation that you put yourselves in when we went against Yahweh our power and broke his law, statutes, and commandments. All right, but now the Lord is visiting this devil. Verse 9, it says, if great gatherers come to thee, will they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. Exactly. This devil goes around the whole world, man, just taking and taking and taking and taking and taking it. If he gives, it's for tax benefits, man. A lot of these $1 million donations and shit, these are tax write-offs. They're not doing it because they care about the wildlife or they care about, children in Africa. They do it because it's a tax write-off, man. Verse 10, it says, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. So the Lord is hey, lifted the skirt on this devil. Everybody can see him. That wicked is being revealed. We see him. Plain as day. Everybody sees him. And now he's going to lash out like the little kid that he is. And he going to try to come up and eradicate Jacob. But the Lord isn't going to allow him to utterly eradicate us. He going to let him touch some of these 2/3. But the moment he tries to move on the prophets, the Lord is going to lift up a standard against him. Now, he's going to get some of us, but the Lord got us at the end of the day. He can't do shit. The Lord got his ass in check, man. So that's pretty much what I wanted to bring out. The fact that the Lord is hey, this devil's being made bare. There's no faith in the U.S. government like that anymore. He can say whatever about his approval rate. It's through the floor, man. And he still hasn't reached his deal on Iran. Because he doesn't want to look like a loser, man. This devil can't take the L. That's Esau's spirit. They can't take an L, man. Jake had to take that L. We had to hold it. We had to bathe in it. Now it's your turn, Esau. And he don't want to deal with it, man. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem Makakadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Till next time, Shalom.